Well, hello there if you watch my channel at all, or you just happen to come by this video, or it's, it magically just pops up on your recommendations. I assume that this might be a message for you. It might be a sign for something, but um, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. But this is gonna be a very chill video, so I know the language might not be the usual YouTube language, but I'm gonna just serve it to you the way I serve anything, which is just authentic to me. But this has really been on my mind and in my heart. But I am talking about this particular thing, which is people who seek validation through relationships and love. I am a big part of this message as well because I had to learn the hard way, basically, and I always learn the hard way, but I had to learn the hard way this sort of lesson, and I'm still kind of learning. But I've learned enough to a point where I could see the bigger picture and I could kind of look objectively outside of all of my personal feelings about this certain message and this particular issue, and I could be like, oh, that's why, that's why I did those things, and that's why I'm learning this lesson. And excuse my sickness, I'm sick right now, so I'm gonna be sniffling in this video. I'm sorry. But my message, I'm sorry to make you guys wait, but my message really is just the validation that you're seeking outside of yourself. And it could be any sort of validation, but especially for people who use love and relationships to get that need, to fulfill that need or fill that void of people who didn't validate them, or they feel kind of worthless without being in a relationship, or they're completely absorbed in this fantasy about love and marriage and whatnot, and who kind of been let down. But I'm here to remind you, kind of in a harsh truth kind of way, but it's just the same old kind of advice, but a personal Christian twist to it is that, if you're seeking for validation outside of yourself, or using relationships to kind of fill that void in your life, and particularly women who are seeking the validation and love of a man, I am sorry to say, but you will never receive that love, that true love, from people. And it's a difficult thing to sit with because, especially if you're a Christian, people are not perfect, but we do desire relationships and we desire connection, and nothing's wrong with that. But if you desire love in a way where you absolutely need it and you're depending on it, you would probably have to seek God for that, because the people that you're seeking it from are not perfect either. They also need God. And trust me, you're gonna learn real soon, if not already, that these people that you're dealing with need God just as much as you do. Yeah, and these people are not perfect. They're limited. They're at capacity. They can't, if they do not know God themselves, they're not really gonna know true love for themselves. And there's a lot of people out there like that. And my message here really is that you really need to understand and get it real quick that, you know, the kind of love and validation that you're seeking to fill that void is only going to come from God. And once you get that, it's going to be easier to have relationships because now you understand what true love really is, and you know, you can get that validation from God, and you know, he's going to supply you. But it's just that you're not going to find it from people. And you're always, if you catch yourself in a cycle where you're always at a dead end, you know, that's a sign that you're not going to get that love from people. And you need to stop trying. You need to just stop all the stuff that you do to try and get that love and trying to get that validation. And you just need to give it to God and let him deal with that, and just put all that effort and energy into like healing that with God, because he's gonna be the only one that can fulfill that void in your life. You're not gonna be able to find anyone that is capable of giving you that love that you desire, and it's gonna hurt, and it can be hurtful, because in the moment you're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, like, she doesn't understand, you know. And trust me, I was like that too, where like in the moment it just feels so personal, and it feels like, oh my gosh, if I don't get this, I'm probably gonna die. And it can feel that intense, that feeling, when you're all caught up in that, in that mentality where you think you need, or you're just like seeking that validation constantly. It's gonna feel intense, the pain and, you know, that insecurity, that void is gonna feel intense, because it's like, you know, what can I do? Like I desire connection. I wanna be with people, and I wanna have a loving relationship, and none of those things are bad, but it's just like the way you're going about it is not the best way, and it's hard. But you know, the quicker you get to understanding that people can't fulfill you, the easier it's gonna get, because then you're not gonna have that expectation, or you're not gonna expect that, or like want or desire that from people as much, and that takes away from all that suffering and pain that you might end up feeling in the future. So, you know, that's just kind of like something that's been on my mind for a little bit. But yeah, just, you're loved by God, you're worthy, you're already validated by God. So, you know, it's not like this thing where like you'll never be validated. No, you already are, and you're already worthy of the love that you desire. It's just not gonna come from people. You know, it's gonna come from God. But that will make it easier for you to have connections and be in a more loving connection with someone. But yeah, just hopefully this message helps someone out and helps them kind of like get over that, because I've also been someone that used relationships as a means of finding love and validation, and now I could see that that's not really the way to go, and I don't need to like push so hard for that. And you know, I'm already loved by God, and I don't, you know, that's just a string of heartbreak, and this is to help you avoid the intense heartbreak and pain that I definitely had to go through. So yeah, just here to help another person out. But yeah, anyways, you'll see me back again, but yeah, that's all I had. Alright, bye!